What a silence.
No.
Only for a short time.
Hi, I'm Roderik Kelderman, and welcome to Happy TV, the place to be if you want to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Are you someone who has very high expectations of yourself? Sometimes maybe even too high? Or are you someone who strives for perfection? And then because of that, you procrastinate actions you should take? Or even when you finish something, you are afraid of showing it to other people because you are afraid of it not being good enough? If so, then this video is really for you. I got this question in my email this week. And writes, "Dear Happy Psychologist, people tell me that I am good at what I do. I have a great career and great career opportunities, but nonetheless, I feel a sort of guilt sometimes, as if what I'm doing is never good enough. And then I start to get this negative voice in my head talking me down. What can I do about this? Thanks, Micheal." Micheal, great question. It sounds to me as if you're starting a coping mechanism in order not to feel something that you actually should feel. Let me explain a little bit. Our brain feels 5 different emotions. That is sadness, anger, guilt, disgust, and then the last one is happiness. Our brain is evolutionized over millions of years. We feel all these 5 emotions. I mean, we create these neurotransmitters for them every day, so they should be regulated. Now, here's the trouble. In our society, it's a taboo to feel sadness, anger, guilt, or disgust. And then sometimes we learn, somehow, to repress those kind of feelings. And then they can build up to, at the end of the day, being confused and then having all these coping mechanisms to deal with something that if you would just have felt it to begin with, it would have created space to feel more happiness or satisfaction after your work. So what really helps to realize is to look at this from a conceptual perspective, is that emotions in life goes through ups and downs. I mean, basically during a day, but also in your life itself. It can go through ups and downs. The trick is not to identify with the ups too much, nor to identify with the downs too much. Because if you would do that, you become that person. Yeah? And you can see how some people do that and then develop really problems. Then the question is, who are you then if you're not the downs, if you're not the highs? Carl Jung created a beautiful, significant concept of this. He proposes that within those lines, there's a third line that goes between all those experiences. He calls this the self with a capital S. It's an archetype. And the beauty about that is that it's a part in yourself that observes your life. That sort of is there as well, coping with what you experience. And it sounds to me as if the only thing you need is to teach that self to have better coping mechanisms with what you experience here during a day or during a week or during a month. The moment you learn that, then you would feel a lot more happier. So my first advice in order to create a stronger self with a capital S is to next time when you feel that guilt or when you have that negative voice, to sit down and ask yourself, what do I really feel? What do I really feel? And that could be sadness, that could be anger, that could be fear. Now, once you acknowledge that feeling, you create space for it to be. Don't be afraid of feeling it. I would actually suggest embrace that fear, embrace that sadness for 30 seconds, a minute maybe. What will happen is you regulate those emotions and then you create space to feel a lot better after. This will give you more happiness. Second advice I have, when you hear that negative voice, there's a thing you can do for yourself, and that's to shift perspective. Now it sounds to me like you're very strongly identified with that negative voice. It's almost like it is you. Realize it's just your inner critic. Shift perspective. and ask yourself the following question. If my best friend would go through a similar situation as I am going through right now, how would I feel about that? Or what advice would I give to that best friend? I can trust you, it's probably different than the way you used to talk to yourself. It's probably not a way you want to talk to your best friends. So that will change the emotional leverage, the emotional weight of that inner voice. And that would hopefully make you feel a lot better. To summarize, the first thing you want to do is next time when you feel this guilt or when you feel that negative voice is stop and check in with yourself. What do I really feel? Allow that feeling to be there. Don't be afraid of sadness or anger or anything like that. Feel it. Give it expression maybe even. Talk about it with somebody. But feel it for at least 30 seconds to a minute. That will create space to feel more happiness after. Second, if you have that negative voice, ask yourself, what advice would I give to a friend in a similar situation? That would help a lot. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching Happy TV. If you think this is valuable, like the video, comment on the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you yourself have a question about what's holding you back from your happiness, feel free to go to my website and fill in the form, because then I will answer your question in the next episode. Thank you.